Mensinger, Ocean City Baseball. They're going to be gunning for a state championship today when they travel to Toms River North at 2 p.m. to take on Northern Highlands. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for taking a few minutes. What's the mood around the team this morning? Or are they even awake yet?
They didn't show up yet, but knowing these boys, I'm sure they're very confident that they're going to play well today.
Coach, kind of an interesting season for you. You guys came in with a lot of expectations and, got off to a pretty good start and then hit a little bit of a bump in the road. What did you say to these guys? We were talking to Coach Sean Coyle of EHT earlier, and he said, if you find out what Coach Mensinger said to get these guys rolling, let me know.
Well, basically, I think we were putting too much pressure on ourselves. We knew we had the talent to do something great this year, and the kids just started tightening up and not playing relaxed and not enjoying the game. Baseball's supposed to be fun, so we just started preaching that. In fact, that's one of the last things I tell them every day before we go out onto the field to play a game. Just have fun. And I think the kids relaxed and allowed their own talent to shine forward, and the rest is history. We've been on a nice roll.
Now, when you see a team going through something like that, where you lose a couple games in maybe a 4 or 5 game span, what do you do at practice? Do you kind of take your foot off the gas pedal, let them have a little fun, a little joke around? It's hard. It's a hard balance to strike, I guess, to get on them at certain times and let them be kids, at other times.
Well, we didn't really change our strategy that way too much. I think the rain was also a factor in us having back-to-back losses there at the, second or third week. We were inside the entire week, and then we came right out and played a couple games. So I think that factored in a little bit. But also, you got to give the teams credit that were beating us. I mean, Vineland did a great job. Hamilton did a great job. So you got to give them credit, too. I mean, there's 2 teams on the field. So, we didn't really play that poorly, but I felt we were pressing, and that's why we decided just to relax.
Well, you guys have been on a roll the last 2 or 3 weeks. Has anything on the field been different, in terms of what you guys have been able to do during this stretch, winning 14 out of 15?
Yeah, I believe so. I really think the kids bought into having the right approach when they're hitting, to stay focused in the field, just make one out at a time. If someone makes a mistake, have confidence that your teammate's going to pick you up, and they have. So I think all that has contributed.
Talking with Coach Craig Mensinger of Ocean City Baseball. They're going for a state championship today, 2 p.m. at Toms River North against Northern Highlands. Coach, when you're facing a team like that you don't even know really anything about, what's the process like the last couple of days trying to get information about this team and trying to do some scouting? Have you talked to any coaches in North Jersey? Have you seen any tape, anything like that?
My assistant coaches, they do an unbelievable job of sorting out information and putting together a tremendous scouting report. It amazes me what those coaches do, and they deserve a lot of credit for this run. We knew exactly what the tendencies were in every game coming into this, and we have some information on Northern Highlands. We have a lot of respect for them. They're a very, very good team. In fact, they kind of look a lot like us. They'll hit the ball up and down the lineup. They have strong pitching. They usually make the plays. They like to run the bases. So it's a little bit of a mirror image, and because of that, we feel fairly comfortable also that, we practice against ourselves every day, so we know what to expect.
Now, Coach, we're going to get into the pitching here in a few minutes, but I want to talk a little bit about your offense, which, really doesn't get a lot of recognition. You guys are so well balanced. I mean, even towards the bottom of the lineup, guys like Casey and Danny Gray getting on base, doing the little things, moving guys over, bunting. I mean, there's not really a hole in that lineup.
No, and right now we're all peaking at the right time, too. Offensively, we're hitting 324 as a team, which is unbelievable, especially the conference we're in. I believe we have an outstanding conference, probably one of the best in the state. And to do that, it's amazing. And you're right, we're doing a lot of the little things, and usually in a state tournament you have to do the little things well to win. And so far we've been doing that.
Coach, talk briefly about guy Dom Fiorentino, your right fielder. Kind of a quiet guy, but man, he goes out there and every game he's giving you his best, and he's talk about doing little things. I mean, he's a guy that's always going to hit the cutoff man. He's going to throw to the right base. He's going to do what he can to get on base. He can hit a double or lay down a drag bunt. Such a versatile athlete.
Yeah, he is, and that's why he was selected all South Jersey as an outfielder and all league as an outfielder. And Ursinus is very lucky to have him, I believe. Dom's tremendous. And when you say he's quiet, yeah, he's quiet, but he's actually one of our strongest leaders on the team. And he's hitting 452 right now, and I just hope he comes away with 2 or 3 hits today to improve on that, because he's been excellent for us the entire year. In fact, he's been excellent his last 3 years. He's been our leading hitter the last 3 years.
How important is it to have a guy like that who brings that mental toughness, that physical toughness? I mean, he's such a tough guy to get out for an opposing pitcher. I don't know what you do to pitch to him. I mean, he can hit the hard inside fastball. He can hit the curveball away. It's just a real tough matchup for any pitcher, and not only his physical skills, but like you said, his leadership and everything he brings to the table. Going to be a tough guy to replace next year.
Yeah, tremendous talent. What makes him such a tough out is he'll go wherever the ball's pitched. He'll just hit it where it's pitched. And when he has 2 strikes, he shortens up, puts the ball in play. His approach is just tremendous. And like I said, he will be very hard to replace next year, but we're not worrying about next year right now. We're just worried about today. Playing one more good game.
I think the cool thing about Dom is, everybody wants to get that RBI double or whatever to score a guy from first, but he's just, or get the guy in from second. He's just as content to ground one to the right side and get that guy to third.
Yeah, and Dom's not the only one. Our entire team buys into that, the whole team approach, and that's why I love coaching this team. They really support each other. They back up each other. They pull for each other. The team chemistry is off the charts, and I think that has a lot to do with success, especially in high school.
Coach, how special has this year been for you? You're loaded with seniors. A lot of these guys have been playing on varsity since they were sophomore, some since they were freshmen. It's got to be neat as a coach to go through 3 and sometimes 4 years with a group of guys. You really get to know these guys and their families, their personalities, and that's got to be such a great experience to go through that and to make it this far with all these guys. That's what you hope for as a coach.
Absolutely. I love these kids. They're tremendous. They joke around with me all the time. In fact, I'm usually the one getting beat up by those guys for comments, but I love it, and it is special. There's no doubt about it. The last time we were back here in 2010, we were a senior-laden team then. Love those guys also, and I think you need that to get this far. I think you need that experience. I think you need that team chemistry, and that's one thing that any young kid coming up, you got to be a good teammate, because that's the only way you're going to have team success.
Coach, how much did you learn from the last state championship appearance that you're going to take into today? Did you see anything in that game 6 years ago that maybe you might try to do something differently, or is you just going to coach how you always coach?
It might sound crazy, but it's just all about execution. And the last time we were there, our stud pitcher did a great job getting us there, and he kind of ran out of gas. And they made one tremendous play on us, which kind of turned the game around. And I have to give Cranford a lot of credit. They just crushed the ball. So I think from a coaching point of view, we're a lot more relaxed. But because this team has so much confidence, I don't see any jitter in these guys either. So we're just going to go up there and try to execute to the best of our ability, and the best team should win the game.
Talking with Coach Craig Mensinger, Ocean City Baseball. Today, 2 o'clock at Toms River North, they're taking on Northern Highlands. Coach, my producer Cole and I were talking at the beginning of the show during one of the breaks and just marveling at Sean Mooney's season. How do you even put into words what this kid's done for the last 2 months?
Well, Sean's special. Ever since he was a freshman, he was our legitimate closer. In bases loaded, 1 out, no out, 2 out situations, I'd bring him in, and he'd get the key strikeout to win the game. And we won a lot of games that year. I believe we were 23-4. So he's used to the pressure. So none of this really surprises me. What did surprise me is the extra step forward that he did take this year. He's an extremely hard worker in the off season, and he developed a 12-6 curveball, and his change sometimes just drops off the table. So, all that is making him even more impressive. But it doesn't surprise me knowing the kid and having him for 4 years. What also surprises me, though, more than that, is the entire pitching staff. I mean, Josh Arnold is just a horse for us. He's done a great job. And Nick Artemowitz, Matt Fumo, Colton Ulmer, Joe Clifford has 2 wins. I mean, really, the pitching's been great this year. In fact, really, pitching, defense, timely hitting, we've been preaching that all year, and we've been getting that hopefully one more day.
And I think that all stems from Mooney and his presence on the mound, his confidence. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a 17-year-old kid and have to face that guy 3 times in a game. I mean, he's intimidating out there. He's got that glare. You know, he's kind of an old school throwback type of 80s pitcher like Dave Stewart is just going to, you know, come out there and throw BBs at you and say, hey, hit it if you can.
Yeah, no, you're right, 100%. He's a competitor, and he tries to intimidate and take charge from the very beginning. And if he's on, we feel pretty good today.
Good stuff, Coach. Good luck. I'll see you up there at Toms River North, and let's bring home a state title, buddy.
One other thing, Sully. I'd like to wish the prep a lot of success today. It's a great program, and Coach Fiorentino does a super job up there, and we're hoping they bring it back before us.
Yeah, definitely. He's an outstanding coach. One of what a lot of great coaches in South Jersey, and particularly the Cape Atlantic League.
All right.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it, man. Good luck today.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Take care.
You got it. That's Coach Craig Mensinger, Ocean City Baseball. They're going to be looking to take home the state championship today, 2 p.m., Toms River North. Get up there if you can. It's your last chance to see Sean Mooney in action, a great young pitcher who's committed to St. John's University. So it's going to be an exciting game. I'll be taking a ride at the Parkway to catch those games right after the show here.